My friends, what you see here is a 65-inch cinematic display with 7 projectors, 42 Dolby Atmos speakers that has the ability to then retract into the floor by curving down through into this Mercedes-Benz van. How incredible is that? And guys, welcome to the Mercedes-Benz Vision V. This is a vivid look at the future of luxury and entertainment on the go on 4 wheels like I don't think we've ever seen on any car in the world before. This Vision V gives us a really vivid look at what Mercedes-Benz vans are planning from next year onwards, and it's a plan that involves not just ultra high-end passenger cars like this, but will also trickle down to commercial and to family vehicles as well. It's a super exciting and really ambitious move forward for Mercedes-Benz vans, and I can't wait to show you. And this is, of course, the brand new Vision V. Let's talk about it. What you see before you is something very, very different in terms of a Mercedes-Benz van, and it's Mercedes-Benz vans starting from the ground up with a whole new architecture called a van electric architecture, or VAN.EA, and you'll see a lot of these new EAs popping up across Mercedes, including at AMG. And this is going to spawn more practical and even commercial cars, leading all the way up to top-end luxury shuttle or limousines like our brand new Vision V here previews today. It is truly a whole new segment that they're trying to create, and the way that Mercedes-Benz are doing this is by putting the weight of their experience and know-how in both luxury and technology and merging it for the first time officially in a high-end luxury ultra shuttle. And the best thing about this ultra shuttle is in fact that interior. We're going to start there, and I promise you we'll come back to this really, really different looking exterior as well. Let's have a look inside first. So guys, the journey into the ultra luxury world of this car begins even before the automatic doors open. You see in this B-pillar something I've never seen in a B-pillar before, and there's actually a screen hidden within here that's currently playing a Mercedes NFT, and you can choose whatever content you want on here. For example, I've left a little message for you guys, so please do subscribe. But like I said, that's just the start. There's something even more amazing where you actually get a glimpse of the whole interior through these windows, which are able to turn opaque. And then you actually open the doors up and then enter into the world of the first class private lounge of this Vision V. And it's really, really unique. It's really different. This is the first time that Mercedes-Benz vans are really entering that space that's been so popular with aftermarket coach builders in making the V-Class a more luxurious way to travel. Now Mercedes-Benz tackling this themselves, and what a way to tackle it. Look at this private lounge. It's incredible. And every step into this, every step you take is a world of luxury with this car. So once you get inside, this is literally your first class lounge interior. They call it the private lounge, and there's a reason for that. I'll get onto that in a second. But just to recap, what we have is a 65-inch cinematic display, as you saw, folded into the floor. Literally, it's a bending screen that goes into the floor of the car. We've got 42 speakers in here, which are all Dolby Atmos, and they are absolutely gorgeous to look at as well, like a beautiful art display. And then we also have 7 projectors. What those are for, I will explain soon, because you can actually have a fully immersive 360 experience inside the Vision V as well. It is incredible. But the first thing is about this private lounge aspect, and privacy is important, especially to the top-end customer of a car like this. How does the V tackle, for example, when you don't want to look at your driver's ugly face? So for example, you guys know my nominated driver when I'm not driving on RBR is Jamie. Hello Jamie, you all right? Looking forward to driving me around? No? But I don't really want to see his face, to be honest, so I think we're gonna just wave bye. See ya. See, how cool is that? Now the other great benefit of this system is not only can I blot out the driver, as you saw, I can also blot out people from the outside world. Bye. So truly, this is a private lounge in every way. You can blot out the driver, you can blot out the outside world. So that's your privacy aspect. And then we come to the next most important thing, which is of course the seats. And in here we've got some quite futuristic seats. Now as you get inside the Vision V, this is your starting position, so it allows you to kind of sit in the chair quite easily. But then as the doors close, you then retract into what is called the default position. And that is the best position for sitting in the car throughout your journey. And it also allows you then to access the trackpad and the screen, and I'll go on to that in a second, how to use that. In terms of the seats themselves, they are pretty stunning to look at. They sit on aluminium bases, and they have this type of formed cushion in a omega shape on the sides that is really quite unique. We've got white Napa leather, we've got the use of sparkling silk in there as well, and that then contrasts quite heavily to the rest of the touchy-feely aspect of the interior, where you've almost got like display cabinets on the side here, which is quite an analog thing to look at actually, and it's very nice because I think we don't get enough of this in modern vehicles, right? Too many screens, too many non-analog items. Inside Vision V, there's a lot of analog going on. You can see the way the speakers are integrated into our side cards here. You've got even the chest pieces that I'll go into in a minute. The speakers in the front look incredible. And all of that is trimmed in then a open pore burr wood finish, which is mattified, and then it's got extra bits of chrome around it. It really looks really quite premium. And then finally, you're actually able to lie down and sleep as it gets almost completely flat in here as well, which is nice. Now, let's talk about the main event, which is of course that incredible 65-inch retractable screen that comes out of the floor in front of us. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. It's incredible to see it come out from under the floor. 65 inches is big in any living room generally. I've got a 65-inch TV at home, but that's when I'm sitting 3 to 4 meters away. When you're sitting literally a meter away from the screen, this is a full-on cinematic experience. And then they take it to the next level. Not only have you got the cinematic experience of a massive 65-inch screen, you also have the use of 7 projectors in the headlining that then project content onto our opaque windows, which is the other point of the opacity here. It's not just to block out the outside world. You can actually have content dynamically playing on it, which is insane. Now we have a trackpad that's built into our center console here. And with a double tap, we can go into there and you can see I can flick through the various content that we have here. Now the cool thing is, if I swipe down from here, I mentioned that you have a load of interactive experiences. They basically form your entire experience with this car. So you can see here we've got entertainment, we've got relax, we've got gaming that you saw a glimpse of right at the start of the video with Forza, and I cannot wait to show you that. Work, shopping, and discovery. So we're going to go through each of these and just give you a really quick roundup, because this is, it feels like software that is pretty much close to something that would be in then our final car. So in here we've got different Dolby Atmos experiences that we can look at. Now, the great thing about this entire system is that you're also then supported by the 42 Dolby Atmos speakers. If you guys don't know about Dolby Atmos, it is the most insane experience, particularly in a car. If you're an audiophile and you love your music, it's like listening to your favorite piece of music the first time. I can't even imagine what it must be like watching a film sitting in here or playing some music with the ambient light going. It's going to be incredible. So movies, etc., of course, all of that makes sense. Our next one is called Relax. Now this one is quite good to show you the 360 experience that you get in here. As you can see on the windows now, we've got kind of the northern lights playing on our wide window there via the projector that we have in the headlining and in the ground. So again, it gives you an idea. You can be reclining, you've got like a relaxing atmosphere around you. We'll go on to gaming in a second. You've got work as well, which basically turns the car obviously into your office. Then shopping, which is like a digital shopping experience where you can view products in a more interactive way thanks to the projectors. So it's almost kind of like walking through a shopping mall here, where you're buying different tickets or you're looking at products, etc. Added an item to basket there. So you can imagine it's almost like a more interactive version of a browser. And then discovery, which is really interesting. This is not pie in the sky. This is something that's coming into current Mercedes cars. And it's where we have a game engine literally recreating what you're driving through and giving you an immersive experience of what is on the outside, and kind of like a tour of your journey, which is pretty incredible. And again, that makes use of the projector on the sides. As you can see, I've got, even in our roof lining here, we can see us going through the cityscape, which is pretty amazing. So all of this built to kind of immerse you within the car. Now yes, you can watch movies and TV shows, etc. on this, but the other cool thing about entertainment is when you just want to listen to some music, You can choose your music, and then you don't need to use the whole screen. The screen will actually retract down low, and when you play the music, the ambient lighting goes off around as well to kind of match what's happening, so it's all kind of interactive. But the cool thing about the screen is you can actually have something playing on it as well. So you can see we've got the fireplace come up, the ambient lighting turns into red to give you that kind of warm atmosphere, and then you're playing a bit of Ariana Grande in the background. So that's a nice kind of way of making use of the screen. When you don't want the whole thing, you can just have a smaller section. How cool is that? Right, now saving the best for last, we're going into gaming. I've got the controller here. The controller actually fits within our display cabinets as well, which is part of the point of this. So let's tap into gaming. Let's play a bit of Forza. Now again, you talk about immersive experiences, having a 65-inch screen, you know, literally just a meter away from you, and you're driving a Project One. I've driven the real Project One actually. Here's my smug face. I did not crash that one, and I don't intend to crash this one. I'm gonna crash it. I'm gonna crash, no. Yeah, I'm gonna brake while we're at, no, I crashed it. I crashed it. Let's cut that bit out. Oh yeah, pro. Oh, he's doing it one-handed now. He's showing off. Go away. Ignore him. This is great. This whole immersive experience is great. And what's great is that when you jump in the front as well, you've got a pretty similar experience in terms of your seating and what you see in the screens in front. Now up front, like I said, pretty similar. So you've got the same type of seats, albeit they don't move in the same way, obviously. And you've got the center console in the same type of design as well, of course, minus our chessboard. And then you've got the Mercedes super screen. All of this pretty much as you would find in recent Mercedes cars. What's really quite nice though is the door card, where again we've got a few storage bits in there with the little thermoses. You've got your leather pulley to close the door. You've got the Burmester sound system speaker hidden within there as well. That is a really nice interpretation of what a door car could be in a more luxury vehicle. Now the other side of this whole thing is the exterior design, which is so different to any other van. Let's talk about that now. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty of the design, let's talk about just some of the overarching bit, because this looks very different to your Sprinter, to your V-Class, to your Viano, etc. It's a totally from ground up relook at what a Mercedes van could be. And just for some basic idea, it's wider than your V-Class, your longest or tallest V-Class. It's longer, it's about the same height. So what you end up with is a really wide and muscular looking car. Of course the front, so different, and we'll get onto that in a second, but you just look at the side silhouette with this window line. That's more Mercedes shooting brake or saloon than it is van. I mean, it looks incredible. It looks like something that you'd see on a Maybach, particularly with that chrome element. You've got a beautifully designed mirror here. You've got Maybach style wheels which are illuminated. Just this entire look, it just doesn't look like a traditional van, does it? Then you look at like the creases. You've got really sharp creases on top of both of your wheel arches here. Massive 24-inch wheels, a lot of curvature, but you know, nothing too gimmicky in terms of the body. It's really, really impressive looking. Then let's actually look at some of the details of this, right? Let's start with the front. Now, as customers approach the car, you get this lovely animation of a reinterpreted Mercedes-Benz grille. So the light comes up here, then it goes through the louvres, and then for the first time ever, a lighted Mercedes star on the bonnet. How cool is that? I hope that makes production, because while I've not been the biggest fan of lights going through grilles and stuff, but you know, for an ultra luxury car to have that, I think is pretty special. You've got like 200 louvres around here in order to make this new age Mercedes-Benz grille. You just look at the aerodynamic shape of the lower bumper. It looks really quite nice, almost like AMG-like actually, with that trim, the chrome trim element. And then you look at it dead on the front. I mean, how wide does it look with the wheels literally reaching the sides? But that's not even the coolest part of the front, I think. You look at the way these power domes literally go into the windscreen and then form part of what leads into our screen in the front. That is so sporty looking. Now, you don't even get that on AMG sports cars, at least not to that level, which is insane. Now, our front light bar, interesting, because this is what we're starting to see now in more Mercedes-Benz cars, where you've got the strong Mercedes-Benz graphic in the middle, supported then by the rest of the light accessories. This is actually, there's no glass here, so that we can properly see it. But the cool thing about this is, when you put your indicators on, for example, you get this incredible animation going through that. Imagine that then on a production car, and you can really see how lighting has kind of moved forward. So this is very similar to what we've seen on like the new CLA, and it gives you an idea that this is not that far away from what a production van could look like next year. Now let's head around to the rear, where I haven't even shown you the rear properly yet. I think you're going to be blown away by this. Now, the rear. This is even more than the front. I think this excited me more because it looks so different. It really kind of cuts down low. You've got a nice aerodynamic shape where the top of this huge light circle, and again, it's a functional one where if you want to do your indicators, your hazard lights, it actually does work and looks absolutely incredible. You've got your glass through here that can still be seen through as you would have in a normal car as well, and then kind of the aerodynamic element below in the diffuser. But again, I don't think this is something that is impossible in a production car. But what's cool is this particular shape that you see here is so much sportier than what we're used to. It's so much more, it feels wider, lower, it's got more muscle to it. But that doesn't mean that the commercial vehicles will have that. The commercial vehicles on this new architecture could be a lot boxier, could have a lot more room for the work people to get all of their various bits in. And that's the great thing about the VAN.EA platform, is that you can scale it up in terms of size for commercial vehicles. You can make it insanely customizable. This is just one option what you could do inside. You could probably do a very different type of luxury interior with more seats, etc. It's really, I think, going to be down to the customer at the end of the day. Now, one final thing about VAN.EA is that, yes, it's an electrical architecture, but not only do you have the EV element, you can also have combustion and hybrids as well, which is good because that means that these platforms are future-proof and are scalable depending on demand, etc. as well, so bear that in mind. Now, one great thing that they've done, if you do have a hybrid or an electric car, is this concept of having solar panels. We have 186, I believe, panels that sit on our roof, and these are self-generating energy, and they can generate, say, they gave the example of Madrid, where you would get around about 22 kilometers of your daily range given to you just by self-generating off these panels on the roof. Now, of course, that means you don't have a pan roof inside, but the trade-off here is you could do your preheating, you could, recharge the battery a bit or get a bit more driving range out of this as well. So again, this is a great innovation. Will it come into a future car? I'm sure it will at some point. So again, really, really interesting. So guys, not only is the Vision V an obvious evolution of Mercedes vans going to a higher level, but I think it's the first time a mainstream manufacturer has taken the luxury van scene very, very seriously. And Mercedes is doing this by putting their know-how and their weight of knowledge and their experience in luxury, in tech, in immersive experiences, and throwing it into an MPV and a van that is essentially giving you beyond Maybach levels of luxury and refinement. And if our short but illuminating preview today is any indication of what they can bring on the road, then we are going to have luxury and technology the likes that we've never seen in any car, let alone a van of this shape. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching this episode of RBI. If you have, please do give a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.